Hey, Ty Brady here with Brady Insurance Marketing in the Ty Brady Way, one of the nation's largest field marketing organizations that helps independent agents achieve a 6- and 7-figure income with the systems and strategies that I'm going to talk about with you today. Welcome back to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. One of the things that you people that are listening to the show, or maybe you're on the show for the first time, is that I have a great passion for coaching youth sports. And I coach a lot of different sports, actually, wrestling, lacrosse, football. And one of the things where I like to do with the people that I coach is I like to come up with what's called a word of the week. And it could be, for instance, winning, excellence. It could be adversity. It could be a lot of different things. But what I like to do is discipline is another one. I like to focus on the word of the week and the challenges that these young children face, not only in sports, but in life. And I talk about, we have to fail our way to success. And they get frustrated because they may not perform, or they miss a pass, or they have a fumble. But what they need to understand is they didn't always know how to do that, right? We all started somewhere. I know as a child, we fall an average of 17 times, before we actually, was it 17 times a minute? No, in a minute, maybe it's an hour, 17 times an hour before we learned to walk. I can't remember the exact statistics, but we fell a lot before we actually learned to walk or riding a bike. But the one thing that I want to focus on is attitude and effort. Those are the two things we can control. I know that my attitude is important, and it's one play at a time. It's one pass at a time. It's one run at a time. It's one quarter at a time. So it's attitude. It's the attitude I bring when I show up. It's the attitude I bring when I fail, and then I have to elevate myself to a level of success. So attitude is crucial. It's the attitude towards my teammates. It's the attitude toward myself, my coaches. The second one is effort. In a game, it's you against you. It's not you against somebody else. And I just want to be a better version of myself every single play. And that's what I try to instill in these young men and young women, is that those are the two things they can control. Can they control the refs? No. Can they control the play call the coach calls? No. Does the coach always call the right play? No. Do we make mistakes? Absolutely. But we can control attitude and effort. So that was the thing that I like to instill in my young men, is attitude and effort. So remember attitude and effort. The next thing is I like to talk about the haters. My haters, especially for me, I like to refer to them as my confused lovers. And when I convert one of my haters into a lover, I have to go find another hater. My haters, and I ask myself, why does somebody hate me? Hate me, it's a strong word. I may dislike somebody for a moment or their decision, and I do my best to respectfully disagree. You know what? Society would be awfully boring if everybody agreed, and my wife and I, we have disagreements. With coworkers, we have disagreements. People make decisions that may affect you, right? But I have to respectfully disagree. But I can tell you this, in life, for me, in the moment, I may not always understand somebody's decision, but over time, I may understand it, and I may never agree with them, and that's okay. But as I have a hater, or somebody has a complaint against me, they're a confused lover, and I have to convert them to a lover. And when I do, then, we can have a mutual respect or a mutual understanding. But what's sad to me is I feel like they need validation from me, and that's why they hate me. And I'm like, if they hate me over something, why don't they come talk to me? Because I would like to say I'm a reasonable man, and I make mistakes. My tone of voice gets me in trouble a lot. The things that I say may get me in trouble a lot. And I don't intentionally go out saying, I want to get this person angry at me, or I want this person to hate me. I just want them to know me. And over time, that they can come and have a conversation with me. And at the end of the day, we can either agree or respectfully disagree. In high school, they asked me if I wanted to be on the debate team. And, back when I was in high school, people thought the people on debate were actually like these nerds, right? But I tell you what, it's needed. There needs to be a little bit more open debate and not such a hard line in the sand of you don't agree with the way I think, then you don't love me, or a line in the sand where you don't agree and you're like, well, you hate me. That's not the case. We all are human, right? We need to be able to communicate. And that's where I have to sometimes think and breathe and stay calm, cool, and collective. And do I always communicate it the right way? No. And like I said, my tone gets me in trouble, especially when I'm yelling, because I have a very sharp tone, I believe. And some people are like, man, that's harsh, or you're yelling at my kid. And I do yell at my kid, and sometimes a little too much, but I expect a lot of him. But I expect a lot of all my kids. So know that we can respectfully disagree, and at the end of the day, still serve a common purpose, right? You may not do it the way I do it or think the way I think, and that's okay. But if you are a confused lover, then you need to learn to let go of the hate. Let me repeat that. If you are a confused lover, you have to learn to let go of the hate, because the hate only chews you up. And sometimes the person that may have offended you or you have a disagreement with doesn't even know it. And all it does is tear you up inside. So if you need to, send them a note, let it go. I know it's hard, but I promise you'll be a lot happier. And the other reason I ask is, like, why do people hate people? And I think it's because they want that person's validation. And I don't know any other way to say that, but that's what I think. And I do appreciate all of you, as always, listening to my show. Don't be a confused lover. Communicate. Learn how to communicate. I'm not good at it. And I promise you that you'll put your head down on your pillow at night knowing that you did your best. And that's all we can ask. And at the end of the day, we're all here just to provide for our families, have a good time, and lift each other up. As always, share, like, and subscribe. Share, like, and subscribe. Remember, attitude, effort, and haters are just confused lovers. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. As always, share, like, and subscribe. Go to Instagram at ty.r.brady. And as always, love hearing from you. And let me know what you want to learn on the show or what you'd like me to bring up on the show. Thanks.
You can find the Ty Brady Way on Instagram as well as Facebook. To stay connected with giveaways and Ty himself, go ahead and follow at ty.r.brady on Instagram as well as Facebook. This podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Whitney Face Media Marketing. And the theme music is an excerpt from Hot Chicken of the Woods by Isaac Joel.